How's it going, guys? I hope you guys are having a great week. So this is that time of the month again, guys. It is time to talk about some of the biggest game releases coming out this month. So let's jump straight in. Here are the top 10 game releases coming out in August 2023. Kicking us off this month is Baldurs Gate 3. This is an upcoming RPG developed and published by Larian Studios, which is based on the Dungeons & Dragons tabletop RPG system. The game was actually available to play in early access from October 2020, and it is finally getting a full release this month on PC and in September on PlayStation 5. Sadly, there is no confirmed release date yet for Xbox users, so unfortunately you guys will have to wait a little bit longer. The game offers both a single player and cooperative multiplayer, allowing you to play through the campaign with a friend in either online play or local split screen co-op. Players can create their very own unique, fully customizable character or choose from a selection of 6 origin characters at the beginning of the game. Baldurs Gate 3 is set 120 years after the events of Baldurs Gate 2. The player character has been taken captive by the Mind Flayers, who have launched an invasion of Faerun. You are implanted with a parasite capable of enthralling and transforming you into a mind flayer yourself. However, before this can happen, the flying ship which you are on board comes under attack. The protagonist is freed during the fighting and steers the damaged ship back to Faerun, where it crashes. As the protagonist searches for a way to remove their parasite, they encounter other survivors of the wreck along the way, some of which will be able to join your party as AI-controlled companions. It's worth noting that unlike previous installments, the combat is turn-based, more akin to Larian's other franchise, Divinity Original Sin. Baldurs Gate 3 promises to be a game where your choices matter, with a rich story and roster of characters to explore, including some pretty crazy romance options from what I hear. If you're looking for a good D&D style RPG to sink your teeth into, Baldurs Gate 3 may have you covered when it releases on the 3rd of August on PC. The second game coming out this month is Atlas Fallen. This is an upcoming action RPG developed by Deck 13 Interactive. Atlas Fallen takes you on an epic and explosive journey through a vast, sand-covered world. Atlas Fallen is set in a post-apocalyptic fantasy world where corrupt gods rule over the land. A cataclysmic event flooded the world in sand, which forms a crucial part of both the story and gameplay. The game can be played either solo or in 2-player online co-op from start to finish. Offering a large open world to explore, traversal looks fun as players can literally surf across the sands. Explore a land filled with ancient dangers, mysteries, and fragments of the past. Hunt legendary monsters using powerful shape-shifting weapons and devastating sand-powered abilities in spectacular super-powered combat that reminds me heavily of Monster Hunter. The combat looks flashy, fast-paced, and fun. It's great to see a new IP from the makers of the more Souls-like sci-fi series The Surge. Atlas Fallen looks like a fun game to jump into when it releases on the 10th of August across multiple platforms. The third game coming out this month is Moving Out 2. Moving Out is back with a sequel that looks wackier than ever and now actually supports online play. Players will get to return to Packmore and use their moving skills across brand new dimensions and some old favorites in this physics-based moving simulator. Help rebuild smooth moves and become an all-star fart, that is furniture arrangement and relocation technician, of course. I didn't get to play the original, but it looked like a ton of fun and the perfect party game and online multiplayer to jump into. Moving Out 2 is set for release on the 15th of August across multiple platforms. The fourth game coming out this month is Gourd. This is a single-player adventure strategy game from Covenant.dev and published by Team 17. Set in a grim fantasy world inspired by Slavic folklore, Gourd puts you in control of a village of survivors pitted against impossible odds in dangerous woods filled with powerful monsters and mysterious magic. To survive, you must rebuild, but to prevail, you must conquer the darkness beyond the gates. In this dark fantasy world, you must complete quests while managing a populace whose personal stories and well-being decide the fate of your tribe. A healthy populace is the key to survival, rival in Gord. Every aspect of your settlers' lives, from illness to hunger to the death of their kin, can impact each subject's sanity level. Keep a close eye on them, as once the subject's sanity reaches a critical point, they will suffer a breakdown or even flee your rule. Interested? Gord is set for release on the 17th of August across multiple platforms. The fifth game coming out this month is Immortals of Avium. This is an upcoming first-person shooter game developed by Ascendant Studios and published by Electronic Arts as part of their Originals program. The story tells the story of Jack, who joins an elite order of battle mages known as the Order of Immortals to save a world on the edge of abyss. With legions of soldiers on both sides of the ever war, Jack must uncover the mysteries of Avium's troubled past and if there's any hope in saving its future during its roughly 25-hour-long campaign. Immortals of Avium is a first-person shooter through and through, especially as much of its development team worked on Call of Duty, but it's an FPS with a magical twist that has me intrigued. According to Ascendant Studios, the game offers fast, fluid, first-person spell-casting combat that's easy to learn and satisfying to master. There are more than 25 spells and 80 talents to learn. Players utilize a magical gauntlet with 3 styles of magic: red, blue, and green. These equate to weapon styles including shotguns, submachine guns, and more precision-based rifles. EA has had a pretty good track record with its EA Originals line, and I am intrigued to check out the gameplay and the story when it releases on the 22nd of August. If you're on the fence and would be interested in seeing a review of Immortals of Avium, please do let me know in the comment section below. Immortals of Avium is set to release on the 22nd of August. The sixth game coming out this month is Blasphemous II. This is a ruthless platform game set in a dark and nightmarish world where Metroidvania-style gameplay meets hack and slash action. Developed by the game Kitchen, it is a direct sequel to 2019's Blasphemous. In Blasphemous 2, the story picks up from where the Wounds of Eventide DLC ended, where the Heart of the Sky heralded the return of the miracle and foretold the birth of a new miracle child. Reprising your role as the penitent one, dive into a perilous new world filled with mysteries and secrets to discover and tear your way through monstrous foes that stand between you and your quest to end the cycle once and for all. Blasphemous 2 offers more chances to customize and improve your skill set, along with several new unique weapons to wield. Although I haven't played the original, I have heard great things about it, and the sequel looks set to be an equally great entry in the series when it releases on the 24th of August. The seventh game coming out this month is Armored Core 6: Fires of Rubicon. Armored Core is a highly anticipated mech-based combat game developed by From Software. It is the first new entry in the series since 2013. Fans of the series have been waiting for a sequel for nearly 10 years, and hopefully Armored Core 6 will deliver on those expectations when it releases this month. The game is set in a future where humanity has developed an interstellar civilization. On the frontier planet of Rubicon 3, a substance called coral was discovered that could be used as both an energy source and a data conduit. Coral was hailed as the key to humanity's technological advancement, but instead it caused a cataclysmic event known as the Fires of Ibis, which engulfed the planet and the surrounding star system in flames and left behind a lethal contaminant. 50 years later, however, signs of coral are once again detected on Rubicon 3. Corporations flock to exploit the planet and control the coral, heedless of the cost and the harm to its inhabitants, and mercenaries of course follow to profit from the conflict. The player character themselves are an augmented human designated C4621 who is in servitude to an infamous handler named Walter and fights as an Armored Core pilot on the promise of earning a new life by taking on mercenary jobs. In Armored Core 6, players will pilot their mech in fast-paced, omnidirectional battles, taking advantage of massive stages and their mech's mobility on land and in the air to ensure victory. Each mech is fully customizable and can be upgraded and tweaked to match your playstyle. Selecting different parts not only changes the mech's attacks, but also directly affects its movements and battle style. The gameplay and boss fights look incredible, and I know Dante is definitely interested in checking it out when it releases on the 25th of August. The 8th game coming out this month is Goodbye Volcano High. This is a story-driven, choice-based cinematic adventure game published by Montreal-based video game studio Co-op. The game is set in a world of anthropomorphic dinosaur characters. The game centers on the members of the band Worm Drama, the lead vocalist Fang, guitarist Tris, and drummer Reed, alongside the school's student council president Naomi and Fang's brother Nasa, as they venture through the highs and lows of their final year as Volcano High seniors, with graduation looming over the horizon while coming to terms with their own impending extinction from an asteroid. The game plays as an adventure game. The player makes choices throughout the story that impacts Fang's relationships with their friends and family, which can unlock new content based on decisions. There are also rhythm game segments during Fang's musical performances. If you're a fan of narrative-driven, choice-based games like Life is Strange, Goodbye Volcano High may be of interest to you when it releases on the 29th of August. The 9th game coming out this month is Sea of Stars. This is an upcoming role-playing video game by Sabotage Studio, a prequel to The Messenger. It is set thousands of years before the events of that game, and it tells the story of two children of the solstice called Valere and Zale, who combine the powers of the sun and moon to perform eclipse magic, the only force capable of fighting off the monstrous creations of an evil alchemist known as the Fleshmancer. The gameplay includes elements of puzzle solving and turn-based combat, with players able to control up to 6 characters. The game is inspired by role-playing games such as Illusion of Gaia, Breath of Fire, and Chrono Trigger, and features sailing mechanics, side quests, and combat focused around finding the elemental weaknesses of enemies. I got to play a few hours of the game during Steam's Next Fest in June, and I really enjoyed it. If you're looking for a good turn-based RPG to jump into, Sea of Stars is set for release on the 29th of August. And finally, the 10th game coming out this month is Under the Waves. This is a narrative-driven adventure game about the engulfing power of grief. Developed by Parallel Studio, it is set in the depths of the North Sea in a techno-futuristic 1970s. Professional diver Stan is struggling to overcome a life-changing loss and embrace a new future. The isolation of the deep sea is a fitting manifestation of his state of mind, and as Stan retreads further into his self-imposed solitude, he starts to experience strange events far beneath the waves. Stuck between life and death, Stan will have to make the most significant choice of his existence. Under the Waves invites you to dive into a gorgeous underwater world and live a gripping story through Stan's eyes, and guide him through an unforeseen series of events that will bring him deeper and deeper into the abyss. Wander the vast seabed, piloting Stan's submarine, and encounter the beautiful wildlife, Stan's only company while he's trapped in his own mind. Explore caves, wrecks, and underwater plants with Stan's special wetsuit, following the mysterious manifestations of his memories to find a way back to the surface and save his life. Sound interesting? Under the Waves is set for release on the 29th of August across multiple platforms. So there you have it, guys. Those are just some of the biggest game releases coming out in August 2023. Let me know what you guys think of these games in the comment section below. Are you planning to pick up any of these games this month? If there's any that I have missed that you think are worth a mention, please do share those in the comment section below. Anyway, hope you guys found this video useful and informative. Do make sure you support the channel by liking, commenting, and subscribing, and make sure you hit that bell notification so that you get updates for when I actually upload new content, because we know YouTube's not great with that. But as always, thank you so much for your support. It is massively appreciated. I will be back again next month for the biggest game releases in September, because September is looking pretty crazy. So look forward to that. Anyway, hope you guys have a great week, of course. Take care. And as always, happy gaming. Bye, guys. I should go.